Guess what time it is? Friday Jams! Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Boker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this Friday Jam session. Super excited you're here. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm going to say it right now. This is probably one of the highlights of my week because I get to hang out with some cool people every single Friday and answer some really awesome questions. Now, you might be asking, Scott, how do I get my question answered? Well, all you need to do is become part of our Take Action crew. How do you do that? Very easy. Head on over to takeactioncrew.com. It's totally free, and we do it every single Friday, and it is a blast. So what you're about to listen to is one that we did last week. So this way here, even if you can't attend, you can always show up here to the Rock Your Brand podcast and listen to our live jam session. All right, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's jam. All right, welcome to another Friday jam session. This conversation today is going to be about something that a lot of people, including myself, either struggle with now or have struggled with in the past. And that is overcoming procrastination or overwhelm and how to take action to see results. Anyone ever feel like that? I'm raising my hand. If you're listening to this in the podcast, you can't see me, but yes, I've definitely felt that. And it's a problem. Like, let's face it, it's a problem. Are there things that we can do to prevent this or just help when it happens? Because it's not gonna go away and never come back, right? Life throws us things all the time, and we have to adjust. We have to deal with now kids are being homeschooled more, or they're virtual learning, right? We have to deal with that if you have young kids. There's all of these things that are different right now that weren't here a year ago, maybe. And now we have to deal with it. Or maybe you're starting a new part of your business, or maybe you're starting your business from scratch. Okay. There's different things that are going to happen, but what we need to do is we need to be able to control it. We need to be able to manage it. And that's what I'm going to do here in this Friday jam session. This is also where I open it up for questions. So if you are listening to this and you are not here live because you're listening to this on the podcast, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. You'll go there. You'll find a sign up little form there where you can join us officially. It's free, by the way. And then from there, you're going to also get access to a smart player that will allow you to search for any topic, any small little thing that you're struggling with, anything. You're going to type that in that little search bar. It's going to find every single part of a coffee talk that was discussed. It's a pretty cool player. It's free for you, the morning crew, the Take Action morning crew. So head on over and check that out. All right, so cool. Let's just dig in. How to overcome procrastination and take action. That is what I titled this. And I am going to kick this thing off with an example. So let's say that you're working on a project. I see a lot of times when you have a project, or if you even think about this, back in school, right? In high school, even. Let's go all the way back to high school. We have an assignment and it's due, and we put it off because we don't want to do it. And we put it off. Why? Because we just don't want to do it. We're having too much fun doing this other stuff, or we have maybe something else that we're working on. Maybe it's sports, right? Maybe it's a play that you're in, whatever. And we're going to put that off, and we're going to put it off, and we're going to put it off. And that's procrastination, right? Because we just don't want to do it. Now, sometimes procrastination comes in another form of where we don't want to do it because we're afraid, we're fearful that what we're working on is not going to work. And that could be for a variety of different reasons. One of them could be like, I've tried some stuff in the past and it didn't work. I don't want to feel like a failure, right? So then we avoid it and we don't do it, even though we want to do it. All right. So we need to get past that stuff so we can take consistent action. Okay. And there's some ways that we can do this. There's some rules that we can set for ourselves, and I'm going to cover them. All right. But I'm going to go through these. I've got 5 areas that I want to discuss right now. It's kind of like a little exercise. So if you are listening to this, you might want to get a pad of paper and kind of go through this and start identifying this as I start going through these questions and these prompts, if you will. All right. So number 1, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to get real with ourselves. We have to get real with ourselves. We have to identify that, yes, we are procrastinating. It's okay, but we have to admit it to ourselves. We have to identify it. We can't go, no, I don't procrastinate. I'm just not doing that because I don't have time yet. I'm going to do that. And there's a reason why you're putting it off. There's a reason why you're not setting up a routine to get that stuff done. Okay. And a lot of times, like I said, it's because of either being afraid or, you have other projects going on, or you don't have time, or you keep, stalling in a sense because you just don't want to do it. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is identify, are you a procrastinator? All right. Now, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you're like a lot of us, including myself at times. I still do it to this day. That's why I set boundaries and I set deadlines and all of that stuff. I have to almost trick myself in order to do it. Okay. So, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. All right. So number 1, get real with yourself. Are you a procrastinator? All right. If you are here live on the coffee talk that we're doing right now, then I want you to put it in the comments. If you are not, and you're at home and you're listening to this, or you're on the treadmill, just make a mental note and just identify with yourself. Get real with yourself. That's the first part, right? Is you have to identify it. I'll give you an example of this. And I think some of you may know, if you guys read my book, The Take Action Effect, I talked about that there. And I did a podcast episode about it as well. My mother, who's no longer with us, she passed away at 50, by the way, of a heart attack. And a lot of it was because of substance abuse back in the day. But she was a recovering alcoholic. And she, the one thing that she taught me, and she was a recovered alcoholic for 25 years when she passed away. A lot of mental illness, a lot of that stuff, right? A lot of stuff. But the one thing that I learned from her and all of the therapy she went to and the AA meetings and all that stuff is the first part of getting help is admitting you have a problem. Like, simple, right? You can't get help if you don't admit that you have a problem. Now, having a problem isn't bad. It just means, like I'm saying, like, yeah, I got a problem with this. I want to get help. I want to get this fixed. It's the same idea here. Okay. Now, of course, alcoholism, mental health, it's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit more serious, but this could be serious for you in your life and where you want to go. So think about it that way. All right. So hopefully that painted a little bit of a picture there for you. We have to identify it. We have to admit it. We have to kind of own up to it. And then we can start creating the plan to fix it. All right. So that's number 1. Number 2, identify your goal or target for the next 12 months, not the next 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years. We don't need to do that. What is the goal that you are working towards? Now, this may take some time. You may start with a revenue goal, and then from there, you got to work backwards. And then we need to break it down into manageable pieces, all right, of action steps. And then we need to do the work. But we need to figure out what that target is. And the one thing I will say, do not make that target where I want to make $1 million and I haven't even started my business yet. Like, let's be realistic with the goal. Because what I will tell you is this, is it's kind of like a dividend paying stock. It's small today, but as it compounds over time, it grows really, really big. Same thing with the business, right? If we get 100 pieces of content published, we got a much greater chance of that to start getting some traffic than if we have 3, right? Makes sense. All right. So again, we need to identify the goal or the target. We need to get clear about that. And it needs to be for 12 months from now. Okay. So that's number 2. Okay. The third thing is now asking yourself this question: why have I not taken action? Or why have I stopped taking action? And you may identify with, well, I got busy. I got a full-time job. That takes up a lot of my time during fourth quarter. And there's nothing I can do. I got my family, I got that, and that's understandable. Maybe we find a way to just slide one little bit of time, whether it's 3 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is. What could we do to make that a routine so at least we don't lose momentum, right? But that stuff happens. But we need to ask ourselves that, it could be also, like I had said earlier, it could be something, well, I failed in the past. Admit that, kind of reflect on something. I remember, again, I wrote that in my book, The Take Action Effect, is years ago, I was playing around with Amway, right? And I went and I pounded the pavement, right? We didn't have the internet. We didn't have social. I think we had a pager. I had a pager back then. I was still working construction. That was going to be my ticket. And I asked all my friends, all my family to let me show you the plan. And then after I figured out that it wasn't going to work for me, I was embarrassed. And I never wanted to feel like that again. So that actually held me back, because now if I had something that I thought might be a good idea to try, I was holding off. And the reason why I was holding off is because I didn't know if it would work for me, and I didn't want to look embarrassed. So we have to look back and see what are the reasons why we could be being held back. Okay. So again, self-identify, write that stuff down. I really encourage you guys to take this. And if you're watching this, go back to this, pad of paper, sit down, go through this exercise. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to get a lot of clarity. And there may be some stuff that comes to the surface that needs to come to the surface and that you can now deal with, right? You have a reason why, and it doesn't have to feel bad. It can feel good. Like, oh, wow, look at this. I've just identified the reason why I've been holding myself back. Amazing, right? All right. So the other thing is maybe you don't believe in yourself. Again, a lot of times it comes from, well, I don't have the skill set that Scott has. Scott's got new glasses now. He's smarter. No, I'm just kidding. So I've felt like that in the past. How am I going to compare to some of these other leaders out there or influencers in this space? I'm just a guy that struggled through high school. I ran a construction company with my dad, but I don't give myself enough credit. Maybe look at all that I've done, right? So I've went through those struggles and I have to overcome them, but that could be something that holds me back, right? And now I have to identify that. And I have to correct it in my head and say, wait, Scott, there's a lot. Look at your track record, man. Look at all the stuff that you've done, right? And then you have people telling you the things that you've done. Scott's good at that. Scott's good at that. I just had my wife tell me last night, because I was cutting my son's hair, my 22-year-old son, because of COVID. He's not going to go to the barber, and he wanted me to cut his hair. I cut my own hair, by the way. Yeah, might not have known that. I haven't had anybody cut my hair. Gosh, probably going back 15 to 17 years. Done it all myself, right? And so my son wanted me to do it. Well, my son's hair is longer and stuff. I'm like, this is a little, I got to use scissors and stuff. I got to blend it. I didn't do any YouTube. I just kind of looked at it and I kind of did it, and it come out pretty good. And my wife goes, man, you can do anything. And I'm just like, I just kind of winged it, but a lot of people can't do that. Right? I can kind of figure things out. I don't give myself enough credit for that. You need to look at those things too and say, wow, look what I did do. That's pretty awesome. Good job. Good job. And then that'll help you get through that. The other thing I wanted to bring up here is when you feel overwhelmed with what's next, and then you shut down and then you do nothing. Right? So we have to really control the overwhelm. And a lot of times the overwhelm, I'm going to give you something here in a minute that will help you with overwhelm, but you have to live by it. Okay. And it's not hard, but you do have to have some discipline. I'll share that with you. Okay. So overwhelm definitely leads to procrastination, because it just seems like, man, I got so much to do. You know what? It's easier just to do nothing and just go, look on social media, right? It's just easier. Fun. I don't have to really do anything but think. Or, you know what? I'm going to buy another marketing course, because if I'm doing that, I feel like I'm working on my business, but I'm really not doing anything in my business. I'm just learning what I need to do. Right? So that could be procrastination. and those things. All right. So that's number 3. Why have you not taken action? Get real with yourself. Okay. Number 4. Now what we want to do is we have our goal for the next 12 months. We've gotten that now, right? We've identified what has been holding us back ourselves internally. Now what we want to do is we want to sit down feeling good because we have control, and we want to create a detailed but simple action plan for the next 30 days. Just the next 30 days. That's it. Not 60 days, not 90 days, not a year, 30 days. And this is exactly why inside of Brand Creators Academy, we always have our members when they're coming in, especially when they're brand new, 30-day roadmap. 30-day roadmap. Or if you're done with that, we move into the different stages. You're in stage 3, work in stage 3. Don't move out of stage 3 until you get done, or don't move on to stage 4 until you get out of stage 3, right? So that's why we do that. It's so easier to just stay laser focused on one area or one part. 30 days. Okay. So now that's what we want to do there. We want to create a detailed plan. We know the big vision. Now we got to reverse the steps, right? Oh, we got to buy a domain name. Oh, we got to get hosting. Okay. We got to write our first blog post. Okay. Right. 30 days. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to break that down. Okay. Simple action steps. Okay. Okay. Now the last thing, number 5, is a big one. This is a big one. Make a commitment to yourself today. I know it sounds simple, but I can't do it for you. You have to make a commitment that you are going to do this, right? You're not going to be falling in the trap of procrastination anymore. You are going to take ownership. You are going to take control of you getting the results that you want. And I know that sounds simple, but it is so, so powerful. You have the control. Okay. Say it with me. I have control. I have control, which you do. It's all up here. And I know that this topic is not a strategy that's going to build your business bigger, although it would if you would take this and apply it to the strategies that you're trying to implement in your business. But this here is what doesn't get talked about a lot, because it's not like how to get more email subscribers, how to get more traffic to your website, how to sell more of your product. Yes, that stuff is all part of the plan, but we need to get this right before we can do any of that stuff, because we need to do this on a regular basis. And we need to make it so where we're doing action steps, not just spinning our wheels. Okay. So I got those 5 for you. I'm going to recap those, and then I'm going to give you 2 other things that I want you to consider doing that will help you. That will help you. It might be scary. Okay. It might be scary to some of you. Hang with me here. Okay. So number 1, get real with yourself. Are you a procrastinator? The first part of getting help is admitting that you have a problem. Okay. Number 2, identify your goal or target for the next 12 months only. 3, why have you not taken action? Why have you not taken action? Identify that. Is it from a past failure? Is it because you don't believe in yourself? Are you overwhelmed with everything that's got to be done? What is the reason? Number 4, create a detailed but simple action plan for 30 days only. Okay. And then once you get done with that, little side note, you repeat that for the next 30. We work in 30-day blocks. Okay. And then 5, big one here, make a commitment to yourself today to do this, to live by this, take control. Okay. All right. So that's that. That's number 5. That's the 5 different things. And I would encourage you to go through this, even if you might have to go back through this one here. You may need to archive this one, bookmark this one, put this somewhere where you can go back and listen to it again. Go through this once a month. Go through it once every other week if you want. Whatever you need. You need to hear this. If you're here right now, if you're listening to this right now and you've listened this long, then you're probably needing this. So do it. All right. All right. So 2 things here that will, to me, dramatically help you get stuff done. Okay. So we need to avoid distractions. I think we would all agree it's a very noisy world out there right now, whether it's the TV, whether it's the internet with social media and all the, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got TikTok, we got all these things. And it's just like boom, 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 like all this stuff. We got emails coming in at us, right? We've got Facebook messages coming at us. We've got all these different ways for people to get our attention. And we're just like bouncing around. And a lot of times you're okay with bouncing around because guess what it's doing? It's preventing you from doing what you should be doing because, I don't know if I want to do that right now because it seems like a lot of work. Or, I don't want to do that because what if I do and it doesn't work? I'm going to look like a failure. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Let me go over here and just entertain myself or consume content. All right. So give yourself rules of when you can be on social media. One of those times should be at 10 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because I believe, and I'm kidding, but I'm not. Because if you take just what I'm doing here, if you just inject this into your day, and I've had so many people say, Scott, I just tune in, I do the replay. I don't even come on live. I just do the replay because I need a little bit of your energy to get me through the day, through the week, right? And if that's what you need, this is your weekly dose of that, okay? And then just carry on with that. But then you can't go to another live and then go to Clubhouse and then go over to Instagram and go to this one and that one. Before you know it, 4 hours have passed, you got nothing done. We can't do that. We got to have rules. We got to have rules for ourselves. So your little homework, when is that time going to be for you? Okay. What is that time going to be for you? And then you got to be disciplined about that. So I'll give you an example. In the morning, okay, when I get up, I go on my walk at around 6 o'clock, and then I do my workout, and then I do some stretching, and then I do my meditation, and then I go take a shower, and then I come out, I get my coffee ready. That's it, right? And during that time, I do not pick up my phone. I don't look at social. I don't look at any of that stuff. And even when I sit down to have my coffee, I don't look at social right away. Okay. So I am very, very protective of that time because I know that I need that. My body needs that. My mind needs that. And then from there, it's going to set me up for an amazing day. Then even at that point, I only allow myself about an hour to be on social. And part of that hour is supporting my Brand Creators Academy members because I want to be in there. I'm not scrolling through my feed. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not scrolling through my feed. I'm not scrolling through Instagram. I'm not over on Clubhouse. I haven't even been on a Clubhouse room yet. And I'm not even sure if I will. I'm not missing it. I'm not missing out. Some people be like, I'm going to miss out. I'm not missing out. I'm focusing on creating content for my case study brands. I'm focusing on taking care of my Brand Creators Academy members. I'm focusing on trying to get the digital product creation fast track workshop, the email list building fast track workshop. I'm looking to get those out to new people with Facebook ads. We're working on that. That's all. We're not working on every single thing. Oh, Clubhouse, cool. Instagram, Snapchat, that's cool. Not doing any of that. Okay. Discipline. Okay. So give yourself rules. When can you be on social? And then the next thing is this. And this can be scary for a lot of people. Clean your inbox. Okay, clean your inbox. Get it where it's manageable now to where you're only getting messages from people that you want to be receiving messages from. And hopefully one of them is still me. Okay, but if not, if I'm distracting you and I'm not adding value to you and I'm not making you feel as though you got to go chase 100 different things, if that person, even if it was me, just go ahead and unsubscribe. You can always resubscribe later. Just unsubscribe. So one of your pieces of homework is going to be going through your inbox, looking through your messages. Instead of just archiving them or deleting them, go in there and say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unsubscribe, right? Or if you want, you can set up a little rule inside of Gmail. And you can say, when this person comes in, drop it in a folder. And then that folder, it doesn't go in your inbox. It just pushes it over to another folder. There's ways to filter out what you're seeing. Okay. If you're tempted with someone that sends you something to look at it and go, oh, cool. Oh, Clubhouse. They're talking about Clubhouse. I should be on Clubhouse. and then you're starting to get tempted, and then it takes your eye off. And then what's going to happen is you're going to try to learn that. And guess what? You really should be over here focusing on building your digital product or creating your email list or building out content. That's what you should be working on. You know it, but you don't want to do it because, well, maybe it's hard for you right now, or maybe it's overwhelming for you right now, or maybe you're afraid that you're going to do this and it isn't going to work, whatever it is. So I'll learn over here. I'm still working on stuff because I'm learning. But in reality, you're really not doing anything that's going to move the needle unless you actually do something. All right. So that, my friends, is how we are going to overcome procrastination and overwhelm. And if you follow that, if you go through that, you're going to feel really good and you are going to get stuff done, which will lead to getting results. All right. So I encourage you to do this. All right. I encourage you to do this. And if you are listening to this on the podcast and you want to pick up this conversation, then I will link this up in the show notes of this episode, and it will lead to this live that I'm doing right now. So you can go ahead and voice some of your thoughts in that comment thread. All right. But I definitely think that you should do this at least once every 30 days for at least the next 6 months. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that Friday jam session. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to attend one of our live Friday jam sessions, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That is where we show up every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can join us. You can ask a question, and then I can answer it. And we can go ahead and also publish it here on the podcast. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. This is always one of the highlights of my week. And until next time, remember, I'm here for you, I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now go rock your brand.